ESL Pro League Season 18 continues with upsets, heartbreaks, and tough lessons learned the hard way. You're watching Fantasy Focus, brought to you by 22Bet. Where to begin, folks? Tough lessons learned the hard way. That is the motto of Group B of ESL Pro League, and we're going to start off with an aforementioned leader of the HLTV men's. AnotherUser, the #1 ranked player of HLTV Fantasy, has taken a rough hit in Group B because he tried to play the economy. He tried to play the meta game. He tried to trick you all by tapping into one of Rooster's players named ADK. He thought that low price point was somehow going to give him enough money to come through with a double heroic, double ENTS draft and continue his winning ways at the very tippity top of this leaderboard. But unfortunately for him, this will be his absolute worst, and I mean by far worst, performance of the season so far. He is on par for 0 points at ESL Pro League Group B. We're gonna bring his draft up, and in that draft you can see how many negative points ADK has cost him. And with AnotherUser taking a step back, he has now been surpassed. The #2 ranked player will now be #1. So introducing the provisional champion of HLTV Fantasy, the new leader of the men's, Dadujoff, or Dadujoff. We're not quite sure. We've reached out to both of them to get a little bit more knowledge and understanding of the brains behind the names. But this man on screen is, or will be, your next provisional champion. Now, Dadujoff started off the season with a 1% finish back at the Blast Premier Fall Groups 2023. And with that #1 1% finish, it looked fantastic. And he's been so close to touching #1 multiple other occasions. In fact, he has finished basically top 500 in the world 6 out of 8 fantasy events so far. And even though he's not getting into that 1%, barring his very first draft, he has been so close. I'm talking 3 4% finishes and a 2% finish back at Gamers 8 2023. So Dadujoff, you are so close, brother. Keep up the good work, make sure to stay sharp, and don't be making the same mistakes that AnotherUser did this week. Lessons to be learned. That is the motto here, all right? Because it's not just AnotherUser who took a bit of a tumble. We're gonna take a quick look at the celebrity leaderboard. And over on the celebrity leaderboard, there's another lesson to be learned, okay? There's one name that jumps off the page. How could he have 0 points? For somebody who bet me 500 euros that he was gonna whoop me throughout this season, Pimp, you forgot to make a team. Folks, don't be Pimp, all right? Pimp is an inspirational person. He's a great guy. I know it doesn't seem that way, but he really is, all right? I know him, I work with him, and I will vouch for him. Nice guy. Not the smartest though, clearly. Forgot to lock in his draft. He claims that he had a really good team, but just, the internet must have cut out and he forgot to save it. I call baloney. Pimp has made the eternal error, all right? It is so incredibly hard to come back from missing an HLTV event. So do not be like AnotherUser and do not be like Pimp, all right? Gauge your risks. Be more like Prof, because Prof got away with it. 30 seconds before ESL Pro League Group B went live, Prof did not have a submitted roster. And so here is one of 2 22Bet knowledge bombs. Up until the event starts, and I am talking 1 second before the event starts, you are able to customize your draft, edit, and submit, all right? It is never too late until that first match goes live. Until the start time of the first match, you can make all the changes that your little heart desires. Roles, players, boosters, whatever you want. Go ahead and change it, all right? It is never too late until it is, and Pimp has learned that lesson the hard way. But it's not all heartbreak and misery on the celebrity leaderboard for this event. No, there's actually 4 of 30 celebrities who have managed to put forth a great draft in a group of Pro League just bound full of upsets, right? This heroic heartbreak that we're currently witnessing has cost a lot of people, but 4 of 30 did not draft a single heroic player. Who could these geniuses be? Well, you're looking at one. That's right, this week I'm the guy. I am currently on par for a 1% finish. It would be my first 1% finish of this season. It would make me the 3rd member of the 1%ers Club, as you can see over here somewhere. Put it in. We've got Prof, we've got Nart, and we could have me. This group has yet to wrap up, but my frozen Shuhei, Nertz, Snappy, Tabson. Yeah, that's right. That is how I have found myself at the top of the leaderboard this week, and I will be looking to join the Big Bucks Club, but I've got other players right behind me. That's right. Shout out Dinko. Dinko dropped Frozen, took Exertion, replaced Snappy with Diha, and he is currently sitting at what is going to be his best finish of the season as well. And then you have Just Harry, the 3rd of 4 who did not touch heroic. What was his draft? How'd he pull this off? Well, my man Harry's also looking at his best finish of the season. And then 4th, last but not least, Moses. Moses, again, no heroic, his best finish of the season. It was risky business for the 4 of us, but it seems as though it's going to pay off. Of course, stay tuned. This group is not yet done as of recording of this video. Who knows what heroic can pull out? They never seem to die. But regardless, Mouse and Big, those were the big picks of Group B if you wanted to lock in success for this event of HLTV Fantasy. Now, let's look forward, okay? Because the beauty of Pro League is there's a lot of Counter-Strike, and Group C is no exception. Now, we had Heroic and we had ENTS as the favorites of Group B, and when we look at Group C, there's no doubt those 2 teams comparatively will be Navi on the bottom side of the bracket and FaZe on the top end. But FaZe, much like Heroic, not the best of years. Navi, still some growing pains. Although I think that within this group, there are fewer teams to be afraid of. Monty, MIBR, Mouse, Big, all 4 of these teams were able to punch upwards at ENTS and at Heroic in order to knock one of those 2 down a peg. When I look at Group C, me personally, I'm not too threatened by the underdogs of this group. I think that the gap has increased between Group B and Group C, but you still need to keep your finger on the pulse and don't make the mistakes that we've learned from Group B. So my suggestion is yet again to try and tap into the players who will finish this group as the highest rated players plus padding points. 22-bet knowledge bomb number 2, all right? I have been mentioning padding points this, padding points that. Well, today I'm just gonna make sure that we're all aware as to how padding points are calculated. So padding uses the average points from the role, player points, and team points accumulated by players throughout the event, throughout the games they actually play. You take the averages of those 3 numbers, carry the 2, plug in the 5, digits, and boom, you've got your padding points. It cannot be understated the importance of tapping into padding points for a format like ESL Pro League. We saw it with Spinks in Group A, we saw it with Nertz in Group B, and we're gonna see it with who in Group C? We're gonna see it with one of these big ballers. So let's get into the nitty gritty. For this week, I have 3 potential big ballers, and number 1 is simple. Speaking of number 1, the GOAT of CSGO. It is simple, who at $220,000 seems incredibly affordable, all right? They open up versus Cyclone, which should be a bit of a farm game, and I just think that Simple's style, combined with the role of multi-fragger, is gonna give him a great chance to show that worth, right? Simple at 220 is the result of Navi's struggles, but I do believe that again, with the gap that exists within this group, he should be able to surpass that and he will be worth his money. Secondly, alternatively, you have Rops. Now, Rops is great when combined with either the Stat Hunter or the Camper role, and he comes in slightly less expensive at $215,000. You could even draft Simple and Rops if you take their cheaper in-game leaders alongside them. It's up to you. Do you want to risk it on FaZe? Will they be the heroic of Group C? Oh my God. So many questions, so few answers. And if you want to avoid Simple and Rops, or if you want to replace one of the 2 with another option, Afro. That's right, Afro, the French op player for Fnatic. Now, Afro has been coming in with Fnatic, who have shown us some glimpses of success, but also struggles, right? What I believe is that even if Fnatic as a team will struggle, they should very well make it into playoffs, and there's even a chance that they could upset versus FaZe, assuming they win their opening game, and get into playoffs quickly, grab those padding points, and at the very top of the list, I anticipate you will have Afro, and he is one of the oppers that you can very much commit to the main op role to get those additional 5 big booster trigger rates as constantly as possible. Those are your 3 big ballers for ESL Pro League Group C. Now the safe bets, all right? The safe bet here to me feels like double Navi, just because of the struggles we've seen from FaZe throughout the year. Now, you go back and look at FaZe at last Pro League, they dominated off the back of twists. You go back to Blast at the start of this season, FaZe dominant. This is a kind of format where we could see a double FaZe also pay off. So that's the second safe bet. Option 1, double Navi. I suggest Alexi B. Safe bet number 2, double FaZe. Kerrigan's a little bit scary here. I don't know if you want to tap into that, but because so many people seem to be drafting Kerrigan, you can get away with it even if he has a bad performance. And then safe bet number 3, double FaZe, double Navi. That's right, the double tap. Double FaZe, double Navi. It is essentially the double ENCE, double heroic of Group C, but again, I think it is much safer because the underdogs in this case do not inspire me personally, all right? But just using the word safe bet with FaZe and Navi so far in 2023 seems a little dangerous, but that's what it's called, and that's what we have to put forth. And then lastly, of course, our third category is the eco pick. Now, this is where I think currently I am on fire. All right, I'm not the best fantasy player in the world. I am not number 1 yet, but I have been on fire with giving you guys great eco picks to choose from. I called Mopaz for Group A. I called Tabson for Group B. And for Group C, I'm gonna give you 3 options here. Number 1 is Alexi B. At 184,000, I anticipate that Alexi B right now is underrated for his price, and that versus this caliber of opponent, Alexi is very capable of putting up green ratings. He's gonna get you some money. He's playing with Simple, who's looking good. He's playing with Bit, who's looking good. Alexi is safe enough and cheap enough to absolutely justify. I consider him a must-have. Now, alongside Alexi B, if you want to get some more expensive players, I've got 2 choices for you, right? And I'm building up for this last one because this is my mastermind moment. But first, I'm saying Crims. Crims at 191,000, I actually think he should be down 2 or 3K. That would make him perfect. But at 191, I think Crims is a guy who's gonna put forward a 1.0 rating at least throughout this event. Okay, he's not gonna go above and beyond. He will be overshadowed by the other Fnatic players, assuming their team succeeds. It has been a long time since we've had a pop-off event from Crims, but he is stable, he is consistent. You know exactly what you're getting with Crims, and at 191, I think this is a safe eco pick. But here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the best potential eco pick of this event, Mercury. That's right, Mercury from Team Cyclone. And you're gonna say, what? Scrawny, are you out of your mind? A little. Okay, listen, Mercury versus top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20 opposition throughout the last 12 months on LAN for Cyclone, AKA Rare Adam, is the pick, okay? Mopaz of Movistar Riders back at the previous season of ESL Pro League showed potential, as did Movistar. They waited an entire season, came back for Pro League this time, and showed a marked improvement. Look at Movistar's performance back at Group A. If you go and look at the teams that Rare Adam played when they were last at Pro League, when they got to LAN, when they looked better than you could have possibly imagined compared to their online performance, you are looking at guys like Kaze and Mercury to take it to that next level. Rare Adam shocked everybody, all right? And Rare Adam is now Cyclone. They beat Liquid to kick it off, and then they had losses to ENCE and Navi and Liquid. Okay, they have taken maps off Movistar and Bad News Eagles in the last 6 months on LAN. This is the sleeper pick of Group C. I'm telling you, I haven't lost my mind. Not entirely, not yet. Okay, we're getting close. But guys, I'm just telling you, I'm shooting so hot right now. I am on fire, and I am telling you, if you choose Mercury, you will not regret this. And if I'm wrong, well, there's always next week. Group D is around the corner. I love you all. Thank you for watching Fantasy Focus, brought to you by 22Bet.